Greetings, fellow detectives. Wizard Kitten here, bringing you a new build in The Sims 4. Today we are going to do something a little bit different. This is a challenge that Sims YouTubers have been doing for years, but I wanted to Nancy Drew-ify it, if that's a word. And I wanted to do the building a house, but every room is a different blank challenge. So today we're going to build a house in The Sims 4 where every room is a different Nancy Drew game based on the aesthetic of the game, maybe objects that we might find in the game. We're just going to try and decorate with that idea in mind. So first I want to figure out what we're going to do for the outside of our game. So let's go ahead, or the outside of our house. Let's go ahead and spin the random wheel spinner here and see which game is going to be the exterior of our house. I am very nervous. I hope it's something that makes sense. Okay. Oh, okay. Okay. Midnight in Salem. Is this wheel spinner trolling me? Well, honestly, if we were going to get anything for Midnight in Salem, I am happy that it's the exterior of a house, because literally the exterior of Midnight in Salem is just a suburban house, which is going to be perfect. And I can even decorate it for Halloween, which is going to be even more fun. So going into the game here, this is a suburban shell that I downloaded off of the gallery by this simmer here, Sassiopath YT. So this is where I got the shell from. I wanted a nice little shell, and I thought this one was really cute. So we're gonna go ahead and eventually put in rooms here, but we're gonna do the exterior of the house, and we're going to make it Midnight in Salem inspired. So I'm thinking we're not really gonna do like the Perry house. We could do the Perry house, but the Perry house is super boring, so we're not going to do that. I want to do a Halloween exterior. So we're going to do kind of a spooky house, I think. I want to make this chimney very dark. Not so dark. Like, I want it to still look like a nice house. I don't want it to just be super strange. And I'm thinking brick accents on different parts of the house. So like this little jet out here, I think would look really nice with some brick, some dark spooky brick, and then paneling for other parts of the house as well. So like this little jet out is entirely brick. I think maybe this side should be entirely brick to go with our nice little chimney here. And then for the siding, let's find a nice, oh, we could do the spooky day stuff. Is that, yeah, that's way too much. We're not gonna do that. Oh yeah, not quite the aesthetic. It is Midnight in Salem-y, but it's not good for a house. I want to find a happy medium of something spooky, but also good for a suburban type house. What could we do for paneling? I mean, we could, no, it's too rustic. Is it? Is that too rustic? Yeah, I think it's too rustic. I'm really tempted to find a way to use this spooky day siding and almost make it look like a haunted house. Kind of purplish. I'm getting lots of like purple vibes from Midnight in Salem. Is this too much? Does this look strange? Or are we just like a happy little dark haunted little suburban cabin style home with white accents, you know? I might give it a try. I'm gonna put it all over the house and we're gonna see how it looks. Because in my mind, Midnight in Salem is supposed to be Halloween spooky. You know what? I kind of like that. Should we maybe change the shutters though so that we have some black? Yeah, let's do white and black so it's not like all the way black, but the shutters are black just to add a little bit more darkness to the house overall. Otherwise it does look a little strange. I'm not too upset at it though. That'll be black. Okay. And then we're going to change up the baseboard here. Yeah, to do some like black brick. That'll work. We'll put that around the entirety of the house. Okay, very spooky, very midnight. We should probably also use the spooky floor that came with the Spooky Day stuff pack. This is like basically the only time in my life I've ever used the Spooky Day stuff pack. Except when my Sims have Halloween. So, you know, glad that I'm getting an opportunity to use this pack. I wonder if the stairs should maybe be black. That's too black. Black wood, probably. Yes. Okay, that's a little bit better. I like that. And then I think the roof needs to be darkened as well. Hee. Okay, I like it. See, when I think midnight in Salem, like this is kind of giving me cute cottagey vibes. I am now going to go in and do a little bit of a speed through of this next part where I'm just going to decorate it for Halloween using everything from Spooky Day, do a little bit of landscaping, and just fast forward through that part. So enjoy the speed through. All right, I am very pleased with how the exterior of our house turned out. I think it looks very much like Midnight in Salem perhaps should look. sort of looks. At least we've got kind of like a black and purplish grayish kind of color scheme going with accents of white just to brighten it up a little bit. And then we have Halloween decorations around the entire property with some landscaping to kind of match the spooky vibe with the rose bushes and the trees as well. So hopefully you guys like this Midnight in Salem inspired exterior, but now I think it's time to move on to the interior. And I've divided up the house into a couple different rooms. So we've got a living room here, a kitchen over here, 2 bedrooms, a main bath, and then kind of a ensuite bath, and then an office space is kind of what I have in mind for this house. So the hallway will probably keep pretty generic, but the rest of the spaces we're going to try and decorate like specific Nancy Drew games. So let's figure out which one is going to be our living room here by pulling up our wheels. So let's go ahead and hide Midnight in Salem and spin again. Oh my gosh, what are we gonna have? The Captive Curse. Okay. Interesting. Very interesting. So we're going to do the Captive Curse next. So when I'm thinking Captive Curse, I'm thinking very opulent, very richly designed space, lots of kind of dark, rich wood tones. I'm thinking green because of the box cover, the box art for the game. So like I want like a really deep, rich green. Not really like that. I want it to be more foresty, like to have more of an undertone to it, but that might be the best we can do, is this kind of green. Yeah, that might be the best we can do, honestly. Some of the color swatches in the game are a little outdated. And then really opulent wood, like something very fancy looking, very dark. Something like that is giving me Captive Curse vibes. And then I think all of the decor is basically going to be from the Get Together pack. So very European, again, kind of opulent, but also kind of rustic German kind of undertones with like the wood tones and the games. Oh, we should definitely have like a game table for Carl for Raid and Monster. Okay, we should definitely do that. So yeah, I think I'm going to do predominantly a get-together kind of furnishing scheme in here with games and a very castle-like kind of experience is what we're going for here. So I'm gonna fast forward ahead and we'll see what we come up with. All right, fellow detectives, I think I'm happy with this. This is going to be our captive curse living room and kind of entryway here. So we have a lot of dark, rich wood tones to kind of match the Castle Finster from the game. I thought the grandfather clock was very Castle Finster, and using a lot of get-together furniture for that kind of old-fashioned European style with lots of green undertones as well. And then I had to include basically all the monster toys. So I'm imagining that there is a child who lives in this house and has a fondness for monsters. So that I put a bunch of little monster toys out there. And then a gaming table, of course, to symbolize all the games that we can play in the Captive Curse. But I think we should move on now to the kitchen. Let's see what we can do with this kitchen. I'm also just now realizing that I don't have a dining room in this house, so maybe this room on the end can be a combined dining room and office. We'll have to see, but let's go ahead and do the kitchen. We are going to get our wheel spinner back up here. We're gonna hide the slice and play again. Our kitchen is going to be the Shattered Medallion inspired. What? Not the wheel spinner giving me my 2 least favorite games. 2 out of 3 spins, and we have 2 of my 3 least favorite games. Okay, well, what are we gonna do for a Shattered Medallion inspired kitchen? I mean, we don't eat in the game, so there's no foods that I can really base it off of. It's basically just like outdoorsy is the vibe that I get for the Shattered Medallion. We're basically just outside. So I'm thinking maybe a really nice kitchen with a bunch of plants to kind of give us that outside view of things. I'm almost wondering if we can cheat a little and bring in this flooring and use it in the hallway as well, just for some continuity. I kind of feel like I need to do purple walls. Is that awful? I feel like I need to do purple walls for Sunny's purple hair. I just feel compelled to do so. I mean, maybe we don't need to go like so purple. Maybe we can do like a more muted purple, but I think purple walls need to happen. So I'm gonna do some purple walls, and I'm going to make this a plant lover's kitchen. I might use the Country Kitchen kit, just because that also does have some purple in it as well. Like I know some of the countertops, oh, that's Country Living. Yeah, so like the Country Kitchen kit has these purple counters, which we could use. We could be just like fully inspired by Sunny. I mean, Kiri wears purple too. Purple is very much a Shattered Medallion color. So yeah, we're gonna do a cozy little country kitchen with lots of plants. And other than that, does Shattered Medallion really have much else to do with food or kitchens? I don't think so. We'll see what we can come up with. You guys will have to let me know what you think. But let's go ahead and speed ahead. right, fellow detectives, very nearly forgot a refrigerator, but this is what I'm going to call our Shattered Medallion inspired kitchen because it's got a bunch of plants in it. So it's kind of just a cute, cozy little kitchen, very purple to kind of match Sunny's hair, the Shattered Medallion kind of color scheme. And then lots and lots of plants, and then some like shaggy rugs that look like grass and flowers, since Nancy spends the entirety of the game outside, or basically the entirety of the game outside. And since there's no food in the Shattered Medallion, the color inspiration and the outdoorsy inspiration is about the best I could come up with. So hopefully you guys like it. It is kind of a cute kitchen. I mean, it sort of works. So let's go ahead. Oh, I did also include like a little dining area, a little breakfast nook, so we probably don't need to do one in the office, separate dining room. So now let's go on to the bathrooms or bedrooms. Let's do the first bedroom and see what we can come up with. So we're going to get our wheel spinner here and hide, slice, and play again. Please give me a game that I actually, like. Something that works well for a bedroom, please. Danger on Deception Island. There we go. That I can work with. That I can definitely do a bedroom for. Immediately my brain is thinking we need to do kind of a coastal inspired bedroom, very cats and dogs-esque, very gray, very blue, and very warm. I want this to be a very cozy bedroom. I think we can get away with using this floor again, which makes me happy, because then we can actually have this sort of feel like a continuous house, even though the decoration style in each room is going to be very different. But let's go ahead and find, I want like a sea foamy green for our walls here. Something very rich and warm, but also like in a cool color, like a cool color that is also rich and warm. This is a little too light. That's a little too green. There's a color that I'm thinking of that I know I've used in builds before, and I want to find the perfect one. Maybe it's this. Yeah, this one. Let's go with this. So kind of a sea foamy green. We're going to do lots of greens, blues, and grays in this room, and a lot of cats and dogs to go very coastal, very sailor inspired bedroom. So let's go ahead and get started. Okay, you guys, I love how this bedroom turned out. I feel like I would definitely see a bedroom like this in real life, very nautical inspired. We have lots of ocean and ship views, lots of boats, a lighthouse, of course, 2 lighthouses, in fact, a captain a la Holt Scotto, and just lots of lanterns. I mean, the stained glass reminds me of the Hot Kettle Cafe. This little reading nook is so, it just looks cozy, and I would love to be in this room. I'm wondering if I should even make the rug. Oh, I can't really make the rug larger. Okay, well, we're gonna call that a Danger on Deception Island inspired main bedroom. Very happy with that. So now, oh wait, oh, this is the one with the ensuite. Okay, well, that's okay. This should have been the main bedroom, but you know what? This is fine. This is fine. They can use this big bathroom over here. So let's do this secondary bedroom here. and figure out what game we're going to use for this bedroom. Hopefully it's just as easy as Danger on Deception Island was, because that was ideal. that went very quickly. Oh my gosh, warnings at Waverly Academy. You guys, this is perfect. Oh my goodness, I'm so pleased. Okay, this is absolutely perfect. So I know immediately what I'm going to do. We are going to have a child teen sim. Maybe they're a teen at this point, and this is like basically all the toys that they had left because they were very into monsters. So this is going to be a Waverly inspired bedroom. It's going to be very scholastic. We're going to use lots of Discover University and high school years to make this kind of like a teen paradise bedroom. And we're going to do Waverly colors. So this student is going to be interested in going to Foxbury Institute because that's the one that came with kind of the reddish colors. So again, I'm going to use our wood flooring that has served us quite well. We'll go with a nice red kind of wall that will match all of the Waverly vibes. And maybe we're not going to go like full on red. Maybe we're going to go kind of like this deep crimson red or kind of like this reddish orange kind of color. I very rarely do red rooms, so this is going to be a bit of a challenge. I'm kind of feeling this one. Okay, and we're going to make this a teen paradise using high school years, Discover University, very Waverly inspired, grade A student, and lots of Foxbury Institute stuff to kind of show that they want to go to a prestigious school like Waverly. Ooh, I'm so excited. Okay, fellow detectives, I think this is our Waverly-inspired room. So we made a room for a teenager very much interested in going to Waverly with the red and yellow. In The Sims, that's Foxbury, but here we're imagining it's Waverly, so lots of Waverly swag all over. I imagine this particular sim to be kind of a conglomeration of Mel and Leela, so they are not quite like the prim and proper Waverly girl, like maybe Izzy or Corrine. They're more kind of the extroverted, sociable, sporty, creative, kind of a more outgoing personality overall. So just lots of school things, lots of teenager kind of inspired items, and lots of red and gold to symbolize those Waverly colors. So that was also a huge room. That's a really big space for a teenager's room. So now let's go ahead and move on to the main bathroom. It's going to be interesting doing a bathroom inspired by a Nancy Drew game. So we'll see how this goes. Let's pull up our wheel spinner, hide, slice, and play again. Bathroom. Water vibes would be good. That would be helpful. Last Train to Blue Moon Canyon. Okay. I love that game, but how am I going to do that in a bathroom? Let's think about this. There isn't even a bathroom in Last Train to Blue Moon Canyon. It does not exist. So I'm kind of thinking that our bathroom, I'm thinking tub, or maybe tub here, vanity here, shower over here, toilet here. So I've got the layout down. Honestly, the only thing that's coming to mind to me for inspiration is just blue, like a nice blue bathroom. Maybe we can put some trains in there as decorations, like on a shelf or something, just as kind of a cute little decor item. The design for the train in Last Train to Blue Moon Canyon is kind of vintage, on the more vintage side, at least, since Jake Hurley built it long ago. So let's see, I kind of want a blue, like, ooh, maybe one of these, like this Art Deco tile with the blue from high school years. That could work nicely. We could even do fully blue. Do I like that better? I almost like that better. And then a wall tile to go with that. Is that a little too elaborate? I mean, this is a pretty elaborate house. The people who own this house really like a theme, and they really go for it in whatever room they're designing. So that's not, like, horrible. It's not the craziest thing that you could put in a bathroom. This, ooh, actually, why does that give me Last Train to Blue Moon Canyon vibes? I feel like Camille would really like that wallpaper, and it does look nice with our flooring. So let's maybe go with this one from Realm of Magic for our tile. And let's go for kind of a glamorous, vintage, blue bathroom with a couple trains thrown in there for funsies. Let's see how that goes. All right, here we have it. A Last Train to Blue Moon inspired bathroom. For whatever reason, I feel like these sinks really look very train-like to me. I don't know what it is, but they remind me of trains. Over here is a map, just like Jake leaves us in the game. Nice little train on the shelf with a candle for this nice little bath area. And then very blue and kind of just old-fashioned in style. But it's a functional bathroom, it's Last Train to Blue Moon inspired, and I'm quite pleased with how it turned out. So let's go ahead and do this connected bathroom for our Waverly inspired teen here. This is a smaller bathroom, so I'm curious to see what we end up with for this. So let's go ahead and spin again. Last Train to Blue Moon Canyon wasn't horrible. That wasn't too bad for a bathroom. And now we have, Message in a Haunted Mansion, which honestly could look very similar to our other bathroom. Like, there's not a whole lot that would need to be different. Because when we think about the time periods where Message in a Haunted Mansion and Last Train to Blue Moon Canyon take place, they're both very similar. So they would both have like kind of this vintage style to it. The only thing different is that the Golden Gardenia also has kind of like a Chinese inspiration to it. However, we never see any of the bathrooms, and not all of the rooms have that kind of style. So the cover art for Message in a Haunted Mansion is also very blue and white. So again, the color scheme I think basically is going to be the same. I think honestly, I'm going to have pretty much a similar bathroom. Like really, there's not a whole lot that would need to be different, and then our house can at least have some continuity to it. So like maybe we put a bathtub, the same bathtub, maybe we put the same sink, because honestly, vintage. Also very vintage. Is this cheating? This might be cheating. But I've also been working on this house for quite a while. And if the bathrooms had two totally different styles, that would be kind of strange. Could we just make it haunted? Should I just put a ghost in here and then that'll be sufficient? That'll like be different enough where it's just like, okay, this is a Message in a Haunted Mansion bathroom versus just another carbon copy of a Last Train to Blue Moon Canyon bathroom. I might be cheating on this challenge, but you know what? I think a very strong argument could be made for this exact bathroom to also exist in the Golden Gardenia Hotel. So what I'm going to do is basically exactly the same, and then for our bathtub over here, I'm going to add a little shelf with more of kind of like a ghosty theme. Or honestly, we could put this towel, maybe we put it over here. No, it's too close to the toilet. Put it on the end of the bathtub. Get ourselves some toilet paper, because that's important. And gotta find some art that's like Message in a Haunted Mansion, ghost-inspired art. That could totally be Diego Valdez, right? I mean, it could be. And Lizzie looks different than all of the options here. You know what? Let's go with these. So these are what's making our bathroom Message in a Haunted Mansion inspired. I could make it also like haunted. Like I could make it derelict and run down and all sad and everything, but nothing else in the house is. So there you go. If you think I cheated, let me know. Okay, so finally, we are going to do this office down here at the end. I am not really going to do anything to the hallway. It's pretty narrow anyway, and I don't really want to impact Sims getting down it. So we are going to end with our office space here of our Nancy Drew inspired house, which legitimately doesn't look too crazy as a house. The kitchen's a little weird. The rest of it honestly kind of goes somewhat well together. Not really in a suburban house, but I feel like a quirky couple lives here, and they go thrifting a lot, and they really enjoy themed rooms, and they just have a very fun time with it. Okay, so let's go ahead. Final spin for our office. Please give me something that makes offices easy, preferably somewhere with a library. Legend of the Crystal Skull. Okay, I can do that. That can definitely be a Gothic library. We love that. Okay, Legend of the Crystal Skull. Very dark, very spooky. Maybe I shouldn't put lights in here. And I should have really dark curtains. Or very kind of morose looking curtains. I do love these curtains from the Paranormal pack, and we could do them in the black to be very just, you know, dark Legend of the Crystal Skull kind of vibes. Yes, I already love it. And then we'll do the walls in a very dark color as well. Maybe I don't want to do black walls because I feel like that's not quite the vibes. We could maybe do this really deep brown. This kind of reminds me of like the mud outside on a rainy day in the graveyard. I'm gonna go ahead and just pull this flooring in again. So yeah, we can make this a very dark and kind of melancholy study. I'll add some skulls in, of course. If we had small pets, I would add a reptile. I would add an Iggy. But yeah, I'll kind of try to make it feel like the study in Legend of the Crystal Skull with lots of candles everywhere. So let's go ahead and speed up and see how I do. And finally, we have our Legend of the Crystal Skull inspired study. I put a lot of knickknacks on the shelves here that reminded me of Legend of the Crystal Skull. Like these look like the bottles, the powders that make Bess laugh, or cry or sneeze. This looks like the conchs that Nancy has to go collect out in the graveyard. This reminds me of the creature in the tank at Lamont's shop. We, of course, have some skulls. Which one is the crystal skull? The world may never know. Some spooky items over here, a voodoo doll, very hoodoo. And we have the platform that Bruno Bolle would use to look at everything for the graveyard. Kind of some spooky objects over here, a spooky little sitting area. I definitely think this one gives Legend of the Crystal Skull vibes for sure. All right, so that is our final house, fellow detectives. So on the outside, we had a Midnight in Salem inspired exterior. I think we did a marvelous job with that. I am loving the the Halloween decorations and the landscaping everywhere, the dark and spooky outside, and the backyard also has a very nice dark and spooky feel to it. And then when we go inside the house, we can see a very nice Captive Curse inspired living room that we have here. Very old European kind of get together, primarily inspired, dark woods, gaming table, and clocks, which also feel very Captive Curse to me. Then we move on to the kitchen, which is Shattered Medallion inspired. This is probably the weakest room. I like how it looks still, but in terms of actually getting the game across, I don't know how well I did there. But we went with lots of plants and purple for Sunny's hair. And then the first main bedroom is Danger on Deception Island themed. I think we did great there. Lots of sailing inspired decor in here, lots of ships, couple lighthouses, a sea captain, lanterns, definitely getting Hot Kettle Cafe stained glass windows from these lamps. Then in this bedroom, we have a Warnings at Waverly Academy inspired teen room, lots of red and gold in the Waverly colors, lots of school swag, spirit wear, and very science-y kind of inspired. I think this student likes science quite a bit. This bathroom is Message in a Haunted Mansion, and this bathroom is Last Train to Blue Moon Canyon. Yes, they look exactly the same, except for the couple little details that make them those two games. But you know what? Both of those games have very similar aesthetics. So we went with it. And finally, Legend of the Crystal Skull, our very cluttered, very kooky, and very spooky study here. I think the people who live in this house are very spooky individuals who love spooky season, clearly by the outside of their house and by their study. I think they thrift quite a bit. I think they love to go antiquing, and they love kind of an aesthetic. They love going with one single aesthetic for each room in their house, and they are quite successful at it. I will go ahead and post this on the gallery. I don't know if this kind of house will interest any of you, but it'll be up there just in case it does. And as always, thank you so much for watching, fellow detectives. Please feel free to like, comment, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more Nancy Drew and Sims 4 content. Thank you so much for watching, fellow detectives. I will see you soon.